all things leadership. It's a regular weekly conversation that I have about leadership and communication and all things mental fitness. So, leadershipisation, all things leadership. I'm an internationally awarded leadership and communication coach, and I'm here every Tuesday, 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time, which is Sydney and Melbourne, or 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, which is currently Queensland. Look, today I want to talk about something that I think really impacts all of us, and it segues really nicely into the conversation I had with you last week about how any day is a great day to start something. As a leader in my own businesses, in the public sector, in my life, as a leader in the coaching space, I've always needed coaching, always needed coaching myself. And whether that's an individual, coaching as an individual, which I have several coaches, or whether it's being part of a mastermind group of other coaches, it always has its impact on me. And what I love about the coaching process is that very often exactly what I need to hear comes through at the right time. Now, I've got this commitment to growing and to reflecting, that whole process of self-reflection, because it's really a way of helping me to be the best version of me. And the best version of me that I can be is always going to help my clients more. So I've just spent 3 days in Sydney at a mastermind boot camp. It was a lot of fun. There was a lot of dancing. There was a lot of noise. There were tears. There was laughter. There was breakthroughs. Really importantly, it gave me an opportunity to look at things from a different perspective, which is always really important to me. And I wanted to share with you today one of my key learnings. And interestingly, this happened at the very beginning of day one, which meant that I was able to carry it forward with me into the other days. You know how we all talk about habits. Habits are those daily things that we want to do, and we start off by being really deliberate about embedding those habits into our daily routine, with the hope that they're going to quickly become normal behaviour. They're going to become that normal behaviour. And they become part of our routine without us even thinking about it. There they are. We're just doing them. Some habits are really easy to embed into our daily routine, and others seem to take a lot of a struggle. That's a conversation for a different time. What I wanted to do today was to share with you this new concept, this new way of looking at it. If we come back to someone like Steve Jobs, one of the things that you may or may not know about someone like Steve Jobs is that he made what's called a pre-decision. And that pre-decision was to wear exactly the same clothes every single day, no matter where he went. He wore pretty much the same thing. And so he became quite well known. A pair of jeans and his black, I guess it's called a skivvy or a roll neck jumper, a skivvy. And that making that pre-decision meant that by making that pre-decision, he made it in advance so he didn't have to think about it. He just did it. The same thing over and over. Think about having a shower. It's a pre-decision. Whether we shower in the morning, the afternoon, the evening, both, whenever we shower, it becomes a pre-decision. It fits into our routine. Cleaning our teeth, doing the same sort of thing. All of these pre-decisions contribute to life being easier. Life's much easier when you pre-decide all these things. I often talk, when I'm talking about mental fitness and we're looking at really connecting with those five senses, one of our five senses is taste. And I tell a story when I'm talking about mental fitness and connecting with this sense of taste around how often when we go out for dinner, people, or lunch, we're going out for food, people often take far longer to decide what it is that they want than they do to eat it. Oh, I'm not sure, I might have the salmon. Oh, maybe I'll have the prawns. That steak looks pretty good. Oh, what about a cauliflower steak? That looks fantastic. And then when the food comes, we gobble it down. And when someone says to us, how was that? Kind of go, oh, good. The decision is the part that's taken the longest. And often that's taken us away from our focus of being able to spend time or wanting to spend time with the people around the table. Life becomes easier when you pre-decide things. So it might be useful to look at the menu before you go somewhere. Just order the banquet. Then you know what's coming. Try something different. Pre-decide. Take the pain out of the decision. The more you pre-decide, the easier life becomes for you. Last week we talked about how you can start new things on any given day. What I love about this word and why I wanted to talk about it today and got excited about it is because it slides really nicely into this thing of this concept that any day is a great day to start something new. Don't have to wait for the first day of the week, the first day of the month, the first day of the year. You don't have to wait for any of that. You can start any time. Think about what you could pre-decide about the rest of 2024. There's 50 weeks to go. There's 350 days to go. What could you pre-decide? Maybe it needs to be a focused attention on learning a new skill that you know is going to make a difference. Maybe it's about being a better communicator and learning the skills that you need to be a better communicator. You could break that down and think about improving your listening skills only. I mean, you're going to keep improving the other things, but just that focus. I'm going to focus on really improving my listening. I'm going to become a much more active listener than perhaps I have been. Maybe it's about learning a new technique for dealing with members of your team. It might be building your confidence before you have maybe those challenging conversations. It might be about becoming a more assertive leader. It might be about becoming a more collaborative leader. It might be about developing your coaching skills as a leader so that you're allowing your team to make their own mistakes and to learn from them. Perhaps it's about following a specific eating or fitness plan. Pre-decide. I'm going to follow the intermittent fasting plan. I'm going to go to the gym 2 days a week. Pre-decide. Maybe it's something like a green juice every single morning. I've tried that one. I just can't do it. I don't like it, but I do other things. I've pre-decided. I have a pretty standard breakfast every single morning. Berries, Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt, some nuts. I'm on pepitas at the moment. They're great. I love them. It might be that it's time for you to really start networking. It's time for you internally and externally to start building what I call with my clients a power base. Who are you talking to? Who are you getting in front of? Who is it that you need to be around? And pre-decide about that. And then start moving your thoughts, your actions towards achieving that. It might be that there are systems and processes you can implement in your life, in your work, that will allow you to work with much more ease or allow you to be much more productive. You might pre-decide that this is the year that you're going to get a cleaner at home. This is the year you're going to get someone in to look after your garden. This is the year you're going to get someone to mow your lawn, to clean your car. These people become your team. You're investing in yourself when you have all these people in your life. They're important. They allow you to live your life with ease. You don't need to think about the garden anymore. It's just going to go and get done. Someone will come and do it on a regular basis for you. It might be that this is the year for you to have a new job. Pre-decide. This is the year. And work towards that. Switch your thinking so that your pre-decision is being driven by your thoughts and your actions. It might be you want to get a whole bunch of new friends. It might be when you look around, you think these people or this relationship is holding me back. Go for it. Go for it. Pre-decide. So my question for you is this. What is it that you can pre-decide that is going to make your life easier? What is it that you can pre-decide that is going to make your life easier? When you think about goals and aspirations that you might have, break that down and bring it back to 2 or 3 pre-decisions. It just becomes a way of behaving. It just becomes who you are. You're working towards this. Just automatically, it's happening. Pre-decisions. Love it. Yes. So I made quite a number of pre-decisions, which was awesome for me to discover that there's a lot that I'm doing anyway that is a pre-decision. These leadershipization every week, pre-decision, put it in your calendar and do it. You've got this. Okay. Thank you to anybody who's watching this live. And if you've got any comments, if you've got questions, pop them in the chat. Also, if you're watching a replay, would love it if you'd put #replay. That'd be great. It just helps me to understand that people are actually enjoying the conversations that we're having. I wanted to remind you, I talked a little bit about this last week. Applications are open right now for my 10-week leadership and communication program, which is called Deliberate Reset. It's a great time. Applications are open. It's a great time. You've got 50 weeks, 350 days. Pre-decide that this is a great time for you to actually be starting to make a difference in your own life. Starting to make a difference in your own life as a leader and a communicator. You've got this. Applications are now open. You want more information, just reach out. In the meantime, I will see you next week. Bye now.